Hello, hello, hello. We are live. It is Monday. It is Close the Kitchen. I'm Molly Carmel. I'm fiercely devoted to your freedom, and I am here because we do this every single Monday night, 8 p.m., live and alive. And tonight, we are in our part 2 of all of the tips that are going to get us right and ready for this holiday season. Now, listen. I would be remiss if I didn't say that hey guys, I would be remiss if I didn't say how incredibly important it is that I'm not live on Instagram, so that's a problem. Hold on, please. Let me try again. There we go. Anyway, so we're here. We're closing the kitchen. Everybody's getting ready. I'm so excited to see everybody. Okay, now the game is getting started. So anyway, we're in week 2 of our big series where we are going to be really just getting these actionable tips down. Now, side note, it's going to be a little, it's not really a surprise because I'm telling you that it's happening, but there's going to be a little surprise event at 10:45 tomorrow. I'm going to have a little, we have an alternate conversation that we need to have. So stay tuned, stay alive. I'll be there. But this week, we're going to talk about our tips. We're just going to talk about 3 tips that we want to get into as it's really moving into Thanksgiving. Now, FYI, it's a big week of support for me. So I'm going to talk tomorrow at 10:45, and then Wednesday at 6:30, I'm doing a free webinar. It's 45 minutes long. It will have you so prepped for Thanksgiving, you won't even know what to do. And not just for Thanksgiving, for life. So get on it, because it's just always good to, here's the thing, and I'll say this once, I'll say it a million times. I've never, ever, ever met somebody who's I'm just feeling so supported and so prepared for the holiday season. You know what I mean? And so, the more the merrier. It's people get very overwhelmed by making a plan because they're well, what if I don't follow it? And here's what I know for sure. Having a plan and not following it is even better than not having a plan at all. Do you know what I mean? I know. So somebody over on Facebook said that they liked my breaking up a sugar book. Instagram can't see it. I thought I'd just do a little repping. You know how it is. Okay. So come to the webinar. The more the merrier. So let's talk tips. There are so many ways that we can be doing these holidays brand spanking new. And you know what I say, not number one, but one of the most hated things that I feel about when people talk about holidays is how hard it is and how we have to survive the holiday season. No, with a side of no. We are going to thrive in the holiday season. We have a lot going on this particular year of thriving, the COVID of it all, the scary travel, whatever. Do me a favor. It's going to be my only kind of annoying aunt moment, but be safe and thoughtful, would you? I mean, I'll get back to my own business in 1 second, but be safe and thoughtful. Be safe and thoughtful. It's the kindest thing you can do for yourself and others. Okay, back to the food and weight. So it's a day of gratitude, it's a day of gratitude. And let me tell you something, gratitude is an actually incredibly underrated skill in and of itself, because the thing about the holiday season is actually we have to kind of learn how to redo it. And I'm going to talk about this at length in the webinar, but we really have to learn how to redo the holiday season, and we have to redo Thanksgiving, because it kind of can't be all about the foods. We have to find new ways to celebrate. And one beautiful way, and by the way, not just a good skill for Thanksgiving, but a good skill across the board, is gratitude. Gratitude is linked to, it's linked to a decrease in depression. It's linked to an increase in hopefulness. It's linked to blood pressure. The list goes on and on and on about gratitude. Now, I don't know if you know this about me. I am a huge fan of the 5-minute journal. It's a little app, but I'm also a fan. I've told you guys this before of just having a gratitude buddy and sending 3 gratitudes every single day. Practicing gratitude, like Wayne Dyer says, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Wayne Dyer said, because he passed, but nevertheless, like it really helps your outlook. And when you're going into a situation that, has a bunch of vulnerabilities, it's such a great time to be changing your lenses, and gratitude really changes your lenses. And so thinking about and focusing on things that you may be feeling grateful for is a wonderful, wonderful thing. I have this friend, Sherry, and she says this thing, because, like sometimes it's not easy to find gratitude. I mean, things can feel really crappy and life can feel really lifey, and it can feel really, really hard to find gratitude. My friend Sherry's always like, I am grateful for my toenails. When I can't find something to be grateful for, I am grateful for my toenails. And just like, I get it, it's just one of the skills you can have in your arsenal, but it's one that really, really, really works. It's one that really works. So first of all, also to everyone saying hi, I love you. Hi, 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 hi. Just wanted you to know I love you and hi. So the next skill is almost I'm like a broken record about this particular skill. But you guys, can't stop, won't stop. I'm not going to stop talking about it until every single person who I know and love who is watching this has a power circle. Power circle is your group of people who you can rely on and depend on when times get tough. They're saying, my friend Siobhan over on Facebook is like, word up. Yes, yes, yes. We know research tells us the opposite of addiction is connection. And when you're feeling, so listen, we're living in some gratitude, even if it's fake. The bank of counterfeit money accepts, the bank of counterfeit thinking the bank of positive thinking accepts counterfeit money. There it is. Took me a minute. And so it's like, you can fake gratitude for a minute. It'll come to you. But if you have this gratitude in one hand, and then you have your connection in the other hand, there's really no way to pick up a cookie, first of all. But second of all, think of how warm your heart is. And when we talk about when we're eating in ways that don't support us, like when we're eating in ways that is not nourishing and not nurturing and kind of harmful, you need to think about, like, what am I looking for right now? Like, if you're someone who knows that sugar is not your friend, in fact, it is like an abuser to you, if that's something you know for sure, and then you're eating a cookie, we want to get curious and think, well, what was going on? What did I really need? And so often the answer is nourishment, nurturing, love, things like that. And it's one of the many reasons that I am a literal broken record about having a power circle, about having a group of people. And listen, one is better than zero, and one becomes two, becomes three, becomes four. And quality over quantity, my loves. Just have a few people, 2 or 3 people that are current with you, that know what's going on between you and food, that can support you, that you can be somewhat accountable to, that you can say, hey, I'm having a hard time, or even just say, hey, how are you, right? Having people in your power circle to support you. And for those of you on Instagram, we have the dopest Facebook group on earth that's just riddled with your power circle, that your best friends that you've never met in your whole life. And, this is really how we start to rewire, is by putting skills in place that aren't food, right? And gratitude is one, and connection is the other. And by the way, as I'll say again and again, you have those in 2 hands. It's really, really hard to pick up the food that is harmful to you. So those are your first 2 skills. Here's our final skill. And this one, this one is not as obvious. We know about these are ones you've heard before maybe, but so how, of course, we know, okay, I'm going to plan before and I'm going to plan during. We sometimes forget to plan for after our meals. And what we know about an after party plan is that it's actually one of the times that you're the most vulnerable, is like when you've nailed dinner, actually you're so vulnerable after dinner if you don't have a plan. Your decision fatigue is like, bye. You know what I mean? You've made so many decisions and you've worked so hard that you really are vulnerable to be like, oh my God. And all of a sudden there's a chocolate caramel in my mouth. I don't even know how that happened. And one of the ways that it happened is that you were so focused and exhausted on making all of these amazing choices for yourself during your time that it ended up that you were so tired at the end of it. So that's really why willpower last 15 minutes. Like there's very clear data on willpower, but plans last a lifetime. And so having an idea like, oh, it may be a little bit challenging for me when the Thanksgiving meal is over. What am I going to do to solidify my results? Like, what am I going to do to make sure I feel good about myself? What am I going to do to make sure that I feel good about the outcome? What am I going to make sure that I feel? What am I going to? Someone saying like, how did you know that chocolate caramels are my favorite thing? Just right in here. And so I think like this is a really important thing that you plan for some soothing, you plan for some self-care, you plan what you're going to be doing if you're with family and you're with people, what you're going to be doing, you know, afterwards when people are having dessert, if you're by yourself. And I think this is really important if you're not with your family because of COVID, what you're going to be doing to solve for being vulnerable, of being lonely. That's really where power circles come in. You know, like there's lots and lots of ideas. I'm sure there's lots of like online events. I'm certain that certainly 12-step fellowships are having them, things like that. And so just really planning for what you think may happen. And it's not necessarily like planning for a worst case scenario, but it's accepting that you're likely going to be vulnerable, right? That you may be struggling a little bit, and that making a bit of a plan for those two things, what's the worst that happens? You don't use the plan. Am I right? Plan is the key to success, says it over on Facebook. And if nothing else was true, I don't even know. So anyway, my loves, we have a big, beautiful week coming up with lots and lots of support for you, right? And we have now a bunch of skills in our arsenal. And today we're talking about these skills. Tomorrow at 10:45-ish, I'm going to get on the live. We're going to talk a little bit about bites, licks, and tastes because that gets really complicated. And Wednesday, we have the big webinar, free webinar. And I'm going to help you get really specifically planned. Like that's our extended time together. You know, I'm fiercely devoted to your freedom. Love you more than life. So we are going to close the kitchen now. We're going to put our hands on our hearts. We put our hands on our hearts for ourselves and for our recoveries. Put our hands on our hearts for our community, our beautiful Close the Kitchen community. We put our hands on our hearts for people who have not yet found their solution with a healthy relationship with food. And oh my goodness, we put our hand on our hearts for everybody struggling, you know, just sort of feeling that love. And who's closing the kitchen tonight? Let's see. Yay, Lee is closing the kitchen at 6:30. Yay, who else is closing the kitchen? Let's get to it. Do it. Okay, my loves, here we go. Lisa has closed the kitchen. Brenda, Jean, Amy, Jean again. Yay, another Facebook user. Shira, love you. Closed in Delaware. Incredible. Amazing. Rosanna's closed the kitchen. Barbara's closed the kitchen. Teresa's closed the kitchen. Carrie's closed the kitchen. Oh my goodness. Nicolina's closing the kitchen. There's so many people. Oh my goodness. I love this. JD's closed the kitchen. Incredible. Someone's closing 30 minutes Pacific time. You got it. That's why we do this so late. My family was just asking, why do you do it so late? I said, because we love our Pacific Coast people. JC has closed the kitchen. Good. Amazing, guys. Amazing. Love you. Keep the kitchen closed. If you want to come, you can always just watch the after party. 10:45 tomorrow morning, going to be talking again. And Wednesday, please sign up for our webinar. Would love to see you. Link is in my bio and link is in the Facebook, and DM me. I don't know. I'll get you to the church on time, no matter what I do. Fiercely devoted to your freedom. Love you. If someone hasn't told you that they love you today, please know that I do deeply. And I'll see you tomorrow and Wednesday and next Monday. We are going to get through this together stronger. Love you. Bye, guys.